So when I was 11, my dad took me to Extravision to rent a film. I don't know what he was smoking that day, but he said, pick whatever you want. I chose Dog Soldiers, and the rest, as they say, is history. It scared the absolute shit out of me, and I had nightmares for weeks. Thanks, Papa. When this came in the post the other day, I knew it was time for a rewatch. Directed by Neil Marshall, it's September 2001, and England is getting ready to play Germany. Rather than supping on a good pint while watching the match, a bunch of British squaddies are dropped into Scotland for a training exercise. There, things go from bone to worse when some of the local wildlife tries to take bites out of them. As the day wears on, the men are forced to take refuge in a neighbouring cottage. Will they survive the night? And even more importantly, will England beat Germany? Get ready as we rip and tear our way into another one. Watching Dog Soldiers recently, I was struck by just how much of an unabashed genre flick it is. You've got a character called Bruce Campbell, characters in a house under siege, and tons of alien references. Feral but intelligent attackers, short, controlled bursts, and a they cut the power moment. Films that blatantly copy others tend to be slammed for being derivative, but Dog Soldiers is different. The key here is how the film subverts genre conventions. Take the first 20 minutes. The troops are dropped in, Predator style. They're not the elites of Dutch's team, but working soldiers. It's a training exercise, not a life or death mission. They don't want to be there, but they do enjoy a bit of banter. And unlike in Predator, the squad even has an emotional... And then a fucking cow drops in. It's a jump scare that mirrors the boar scene in Predator, but Marshall is able to execute it differently, lulling us into a false sense of security and then literally dropping a heifer on us. Marshall also twists norms with his werewolves. These aren't senseless beasts, but a ruthless and coordinated pack. The use of dancers, good set design, and practical effects gives them a creepy and graceful look and feel. With the lore, Silver still does the trick, but it's wisely kept to one side for the majority of the film. It's a far more tense affair as a result, knowing that the soldiers can only hold the werewolves at bay for so long that eventually they'll run out of ammo. Add to that the fact of 2 ticking werewolf time bombs in Ryan and Wells, and the anxiety is real. The woe is me prattle of your usual werewolf flick is also thankfully absent. Wounds heal up, characters mentioned feeling fantastic, and in one brilliant early scene you can hear the screams of the werewolf family transforming in the distance. The sound design here is phenomenal. Everything from the breathing, howling, snarling and clawing of the werewolves. Then there's the action and horror beats, which, barring the flare scene and that amazing covering fire bit in the forest, mainly serve the comedy. Hammers, pans and boiling water are all variously wielded and pitched. A dog bites and tugs on the exterior intestines of a wounded squaddie. There's even a bit where a pair of window wipers are used to remove a severed head. There's oodles of gore, but honestly, when I watched it the other night, I couldn't believe how farcical everything is, especially the dialogue. We are now up against live, hostile targets, so if Little Red Riding Hood should show up with a bazooka and a bad attitude, I expect you to chin the bitch. You tried licking your own balls yet? The funniest character of the lot is Private Spoon. Make sure and check out my follow-up video where I look at the film's best bet, Spoon's Last Stand. There are other great performances as well. Liam Cunningham is a treat as sarky bitch Captain Ryan. Sean Pertwee brings genuine pathos as father figure Sergeant Wells. Kevin McKidd, meantime, is the capable Private Cooper, coolly trying to forge a path through the mayhem. So, this isn't the Dog Soldiers I remember from my youth. Funny, memorable exchanges between several great characters, a brilliantly practical werewolf design, and a third act that literally blows the roof off. Dog Soldiers is my favourite full moon flick, and dare I say, one of the best werewolf movies ever made. So, what happened with England versus Germany, you say? Do you think it's all over? Hit that subscribe button. It is now.